welcome to Follow Everton. This is not a watch-along. This is not a pre-match or a post-match. This is Tuesday Night Blues with the Robster and Wez, because we were so, excuse the language, we were so pissed off after Saturday. We were gutted, devastated. And
we were missing our fellow Blues.
And we just thought, let's do something this Tuesday night. I hate Tuesdays anyway. Let's have a chat about how we can put it right. Good evening, my friend Wez. Are you okay?
I'm good, and good evening to all our fellow Blue boys and girls out there. Hope Tuesday's treating you well. And we're just there. We're going to have a little phone in later, so me and the Robster can have a little chat with the fellow Evertonians, and we can talk about anything you like regarding the Toffee men or Toffee ladies.
Yeah, the Toffee men or the Toffee ladies. Lovely to see. I can see the numbers going up. We've already got 40. Let's have a look. 42,000 people watching us globally, Wes, which is like, I mean, we're just two old fellas talking about Everton, and you get these people tuning in, going, "Do you know what? I've got nothing to do. I'll on different time zones. Let's listen to what they've got to say. Hey, we've got some good facts tonight. We've got I feel more, Wes. I feel more like more upbeat at Saturday. I was gutted.
Yeah, I think everybody was. But
Guten Abend, Becky. Guten Abend. Wie geht's seinen?
Good evening, Becky. Nice to see you on again, my love. And good evening, Amy. Nice to see you.
Amy said, "Evening, boys. Get in."
It's been a while since we've been called that, the Robster.
Can you say that these days?
You can on this channel, mate.
Yeah, it is. This is woke friendly, so it's kind of like more or less, I won't say anything goes. We do have our,
limitations.
Yeah. But lovely to see it all. Without you people out there, boys and girls, we haven't got a stream. So thank you for joining. And we always say sometimes, and I know it sounds a little bit monotonous, a bit boring, but please like and subscribe. It does help the channel for the numbers, and Ryan likes us to mention that. So there you go.
Yeah, and please tell all your friends out there that we got a couple of our fellas on here that just talk absolute wham for about an hour about Everton, and they sometimes make you laugh.
But Wes, it might even be more than an hour tonight.
It could be a long one, the Robster.
So sack your soaps, tune in, and just turn the telly down and listen to the Robster and Wes. And between us, boys and girls, we've got 125 years on the planet between us. So I'll let you work that one out.
Nearly 126, the Robster. Come Sunday.
Well, make that nearly 127 then, because I'm not far behind you.
Oof.
So we'll let the
nearly as old as Everton.
We'll let the punters out there work out the age difference.
Yeah. Amy's spot on here, probably up because we haven't got to play for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Do you know what, Amy? You've kind of got a point there, but I had to put it into perspective after Saturday, because I genuinely felt like as though someone had punched me where they shouldn't have punched me. I felt deflated. We might as well get straight into it, Wes, might we? I felt deflated. I felt let down. I was gutted. I never had my tea. And do you know what? We kind of... I'm sure, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. How do Everton make you feel in the current crisis? Because this is a crisis, isn't it? I mean, it's like, we don't know from 1 week to the next what's going to happen on and off the pitch. And that's why we just thought, you know what, Tuesday Night Blues, let's have a little chat, see if we can put a smile on your face, because I have genuinely recovered from Saturday. Because I was gutted, mate. No press, no telly. Absolutely. I mean, that shouldn't be the case, buddy, should it?
No, I think after all said and done, when you have 23 shots on the goal at Manchester United, and yeah, okay, it was 8 on target, you at least expect one of them 8 to be in the back of the net, don't you? And it's kind of like Groundhog Day every week, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And it's like we keep saying the same things about the strikers, and people rightly or wrongly coming out and they're slating the team off. But when the team's creating chances and the strikers are not putting the ball in the back of the net, it's plainly down to the strikers. It's not the rest of the team.
Let me stop you there, my fellow pundit. How are we going to box it? Give me the solution, Wes, not the problem.
Well, all it boils down to is remedial shooting. Remedial shooting. We, day in, day out, hour after hour, remedial shooting.
So, as we all
finishing
know,
techniques.
Wes, as we all know, our wonderful blue family, i.e., the Everton team, are now in Portugal, having warm weather climate training. I put a little caption on the other day somewhere, and I went, Everton going to Portugal having warm weather training is kind of similar to sending an Asbo kid to Disney, because like none of them deserve that, do they? However, again, we're just hinging brackets, sitting in our wonderful studios back at home, live, talking about Everton. And if they come back and go, have it 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, then we'll go, all right, it was worth it. But if they come back and it's another no point on the board or a 0-0 draw, and we're still struggling, because am I right in saying, Wes, between now and when Everton play Bournemouth away, that Luton will have played twice?
You are indeed. They've got one away game at Bournemouth, and they've got one home game, but I'm not sure who that's against. But we've got to pin up
Bournemouth and Notts Forest, mate. They're playing Bournemouth first, and then Notts Forest.
They got Forest at home, yeah. Is that who it is? So yeah. That's a big 6-pointer in it. The Forest, really. But Bournemouth. Obviously, Bournemouth just drew 2-2, haven't they, with Sheffield United? So they'll probably be a bit buoyed by that, Luton, that they can go there and maybe get something. But they've got, I think, the manager said they've got a couple of players out injured. But I don't think our season rests on how other teams get on. It's how we, we've got all these teams ourselves. We've got Burnley, we've got Forest, we've got Sheffield United, we've got Luton.
It's in our hands, Wes.
It certainly is, the Robster, and I think out of them 4 games, we've got to be winning at least 3 of them to have any chance of staying up, staying clear of there. I think so. I think 9 points. I think because like a lot of the teams in and around there have got to play each other and will be taking points off each other.
So, if on my reckoning, and are you saying even if we don't pick any points up away from home, 9 points would be enough?
I think we'll pick points up away from home.
Right.
I think ultimately, I think we'll probably get something at Bournemouth. I think we've got a good chance of doing them. I think we'll probably get. I think even though we've been beat twice this season by Luton, I think we'll probably beat Luton away at their grounds. But they're a decent team, Luton. Let's not make no bones about it. They are a decent team, and they're fighting as hard as they can to stay in that league. And fair play to them. You know what I mean? They've got to. And like us, their chances of staying up might hinge on what happens with Forest in their their sort of
FFP.
Yeah, but their what's name in their tribunal, Eugene, let's say.
I didn't see TalkSport today, mate. So give us a bit of flavour of.
I seen that. So
Did you?
one of the some Everton fan rang in and was basically slagging Simon Jordan off for having to go with Everton all the time. I mean, the fella kind of like went round in a bit of circles at times, like, but he had a point. I think he basically said he seems to Simon Jordan seems to have glossed over Man City's 115 breaches and just keeps having a dig at Everton for. And Simon Jordan was going on about the the fact the rules are changing, and Everton are going to be getting done by the old rules.
Are you surprised?
No, not at all.
Not
But
at all.
he's saying because Chelsea have not breached in the 3-year rolling period, but Jordan seems to think Chelsea will breach next year, but the old rules will still apply next year.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know, Robster. I think the new rules will come in as the old rules go out, so they'll be in breach. So the old rules will still apply.
Yeah. So just so that you know, the format for tonight, boys and girls out there, are wonderful Follow Everton fans. We're going to have a little chat, maybe 20, 25 minutes, give or take, and then we'll put a little, Wes will put a little invite out. So if you would like to come and join us, come and have a little chat.
Even if you don't want to come on the video, come on, just block the camera and come on and have a little natter, because that's what it's here for.
Because someone might, let's face it, all the pundits out there, all our Follow Everton fans, they don't realise how shy you and I are, do they?
No.
This is like a front. Like with the makeup on, and I've got my best aftershave and everything on. This is all, like I've been done up to come on.
Yeah, I mean, the Follow Everton channel brings out the best of me, the Robster, you know what I mean? But
without a shadow of a doubt, mate, without it, I'm telling you now, this is fact. My mental health with Everton would have gone absolutely bottom of the bloody ladder.
That's vodka and coke, by the way.
Oh, is it? But I've got a okay. So yeah, come on and join us. We would love to have a little chat with you. And we reckon we'll probably go till about 4 or 5 in the morning. So it is kind of going to be a Tuesday night blues marathon.
It's all right because it's my day off tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why we've made it Tuesday, because Wes is off tomorrow.
So Pete reckons that 9 points won't be enough.
Yeah,
I think it will, based on the fact that the way it's looking, Forest will probably get 6 points like we've had.
But you were saying that 9 points at home, but you're saying we're going to get points away, aren't you? So it wasn't just 9, was it?
No, I think we'll get 3 points somewhere along the line. Whether that be Bournemouth, Pete doesn't seem to think it is. Whether that be Bournemouth or whether it be Luton. So I think we'll get points away from home. But I think we need to stop worrying about like the teams that we realistically we haven't really got a chance of beating, like Liverpool at home, because we're just garbage at home. If we weren't garbage at home, Robster, I'd say we'd probably maybe get something out of that, but we're not going to. So we just write that game off now. I hate derbies anyway, so I'm going to write that derby game off. And people will say it's a derby and it can happen. Yeah, it can, but it's not going to. You know what I mean?
So we've got 5 home games at Fortress Goodison. What's your thoughts on that, mate? Fortress Goodison.
That's the big question mark, isn't it? Is why are we so shite at Goodison? And I can nail it down to one thing, and that's the crowd. I think it's the crowd. I think the crowd are just far too anxious, far too quick to get on the back.
Are you blaming the crowd, or are you blaming the team?
No, I think when I can understand it from a fan's point of view, because you know, when you're getting the chances and you're not putting them away, the frustration begins to grow, and then the murmuring start happening, you know, in amongst the fans, and then, you know, when you're missing easy chances, then you start getting the atmosphere quickly becomes toxic, as we know at Goodison. Soon as that atmosphere becomes toxic, the asses go on the team, and I'm all, in a way, I'm also blaming the fact that they can't pass the ball quickly. None of the players can pass the ball quickly because our build-up play to anything is slow and methodical, and it just gives the opposition chance to get back in position, and once we speed it up, we start misplacing passes and start giving away opportunities. You know what I mean?
It's down to our manager, or is that down to the quality of the players that we've currently got?
Quality of the players, 100%. Like our manager can pass the ball for them. Do you know what I mean? He can put them in remedial shooting and remedial passing and this stuff like that, and we see it all the time when when we see them on training, you know, videos and stuff. What the club stick out on Facebook.
Mate, let me just stop you there for a sec. Have you seen today's training videos over in Portugal?
Yeah.
Did you see the goals? They're smashing the goals in with like you know, a cracking little ball over to the middle and whatever, bang in the back of the net. And I'm looking at it going, what are we missing on a Saturday and a Sunday and a Monday whenever we play them?
Yeah, but there's no in a training game. There's no pressure. There's no pressure on them. There's no defenders right in the face, and you know what I mean? Like, because otherwise you get players injured.
They're still playing. They're not just playing against the waiters and the waitresses in
yeah, but it's not.
Portugal.
It's not physical, is it? You know what I mean? It's not.
I'm winding Wes up here, but I'm getting a bait. Come on, Wes.
But it's not competitive as in the match, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Because otherwise you get players injured. Are you telling me that the waiters and the waitresses that crap are playing football?
100%. So yeah. So you know, everyone.
Highlight.
Is right, Amy. Thanks very much. But you can put training videos out there and make the team look good, can't you? You know, they look amazing in training, but when it boils down to it on the pitch, they're just not up to scratch.
I literally, before we came live on air this evening, I was looking at the training videos, and do you know what, mate? I was genuinely looking at it like this, going, "You're having a laugh," and like smashing the ball in the back of the net, like smashing it in, and it was. I'm not just talking about from 5 or 6 yards, from long range efforts. So, well, that's what we're here to talk about tonight, anyway. So it's we've got a little poem for you in a minute. So that one's for Jan. I'm sure Jan will be tuning in as well. So, getting back down to mental health, mate. How does it affect your mental? How do Everton affect your mental health? Based on the last couple of years, friend. The last couple of years of I say a dogfight. It wasn't really a dogfight, was it? Because we were at the bottom and scrapping, and the last day, and almost, you know, with your fingers biting your fingernails and whatever. How's that affected you, mate? Or has it not affected you at all?
You know what, Rob? Right, like I used to allow Everton to absolutely ruin me weekends, but it's one of them now. Like if we get beat, right, and I'm probably not the only one out there, right? If we get beat, I'll go to bed, and I will lose sleep over it. Do you know what I mean? And I'll think, like, there was a good chance there because, and it's like I'm not talking to myself, you know what I mean? Because I'm sticking pencils up my nose and stuff like that, but it does play on my mind to the point where if we have a good opportunity and we get beat, I'm thinking you should have stuck that in the back of the net, and I'm thinking, like, what's happening with this club? It's like, and it doesn't like ruin me, my day-to-day life. But I do like play things over in my mind of a night and think if only they'd done that, or if only they'd have done this. You know what I mean?
Wes, there's an interesting comment from our brand new VIP member there, Amy. That's one that I've not even thought of.
Yeah.
It's like, we. I mean, I've got two little grandchildren, and I know how they they coast on your positivity and being nice. The minute if you had to turn around and go, excuse me, you've just done something wrong or whatever, then straight away they're on a down and whatever. But for a 5-year-old to think that she's disappointed her mum and whatever because she's feeling crap about Everton, it's kind of like
I don't even think it's that. I think it's like you tend to, like, if Everton get beat, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Amy, because obviously, I've got a little boy, but and if Everton get beat, you're very snappy with them. Do you know what I mean?
sad, mate.
Like, and that's the unfortunate thing about it, and it's not their fault, but you've got a very short fuse, and you like start like shouting at them and it's not for no reason apart from the fact that Everton have been beat.
Just to take that to another level, Wes, and this is fact. This isn't like fiction what I'm going to talk about. But depending on cup finals and when England play and local teams, domestic violence goes through the roof when teams don't come up with the 3 points or whatever. And if it's disappointment, they vent their anger not just on animals but on fellow human beings as well. I'm touching on something which is quite sensitive there, but it's something that
No,
I'm aware of over 30 years. So it's kind of like it's not just football. It's not just football, buddy, is it? It's you'll have the partners of certain individuals praying on a match day that be it
they don't
Everton
get
or
beat.
whatever team. It just so happens that we're talking about Everton tonight.
Yeah,
And I do
and
believe that some people would have had one hell of a time over the last 2 or 3 years for them. They really do.
yeah, and the thing is as well is that the drinking goes hand in hand with going the game, doesn't it? So you go the game to get beat. They have a couple of pints before the game, then they get beat, then they go for a few pints after the game, and then it escalates, doesn't it, Rob? And it
The
shouldn't
slightest thing,
happen.
the
Yeah,
slightest thing.
it shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? And that's not that's not just men. There's women as well out there that go to the football, and they'll have a little drink before the game and a little drink after the game, and it shouldn't happen, but it does happen, and it's a sad indictment of how football, how your team affects your mood. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
But
mean, I was gutted on Saturday, friend, but I'll just literally, I'm going to ask you what you do in a minute, like when you feel a little bit down or whatever. But I literally, depending on what time of the day is, I'll literally go and prepare a meal from fresh. I like to cook anyway, because I've got a lot of time on my hands now. Or if the weather's decent, I'll go out in the garden. And the wife knows. It's not that I'm not talking to her, and I don't want to insult her because we've been together for a long, long time. But I don't want her to feel my negativity. So I take myself away from it, but in a positive way, not in a way where I'm using my hands or coming out
yeah,
with expletives and whatever. So I cook, I go gardening, I go for a run, I go in the gym, and I try and do positive things. Like I'll do maybe, mate, I do a plank, yeah, like instead of sit-ups, and I'll
mm,
try and beat the previous time. And I'm on quite a few minutes on my plank, but I just try and focus. I'm just giving people out there maybe a few tips. You might just think, hey, Robbie, you're a
yeah.
dickhead. But I'm
It's
just
your
giving you a few
it's your
little tips.
escapism. It's
Yeah.
a bit of escapism. Mine's kicking shit out of the dog.
Hey, be careful. You'll have the RSPCA inspectors at your door in the next half hour, mate, as well
I'm only
as
messing.
those people
I'm
with
only
dodgy
messing.
sticks.
I'm only messing.
I
But
know you are.
I just
Well,
I don't
Amy's down in
know.
Bristol as well, by the way.
Brizzle. When you hear the whistle, you're in Brizzle.
Yeah. So what do you do, friends, if like the likes of Saturday or previous weeks when we've been getting, well, I say we've been getting tonked, we haven't. We just haven't been scoring. We've actually been playing decent in games, but not putting our chances away. What do you do that's maybe different from what I do?
You know what? I'll get up and I'll probably cook something to eat for me and the missus, and
Next
what
one,
I
Steve.
say? Oh, kid, get off. He's a cop, I think. But either way, mate, get him off.
We like you can't put a price on this banter, can you?
Get him off, Rob Brockham.
Nice one, Steve.
No, at
least he knows where the washing machine switches are, by the way.
I don't even know how to use my washing machine, Robbie. I'll be honest with you.
That's totally embarrassing, Wes. Totally embarrassing.
I don't. I honestly don't. It is embarrassing, but like we've got one of these with the Windsor thing in it. So if you forget something that you're washing, you can pause the washing machine and throw a pair of socks in or something that you forgot. But I don't know how to open the door, Rob. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just in case you've tuned into the wrong Follow Everton tonight, we're talking about washing machines. We're actually talking about this is how sad it is. We've gone from our number nine strikers not being able to put the ball in the back of the net. Now we're talking about washing machines. Sad.
Yeah, but I just you know what, Robbie? If there's a Saturday night game on, I'll cook a scram for me and the missus, and then I'll put the footy on, and I'll just sort of try and blank out whatever, and just move on to the next game.
You friend, you like to watch other games, don't you?
Yeah.
See that I'm not dissing you there. I'm just saying that absolutely, for me, does nothing. But we're all, that's what we're talking about tonight, and maybe that's what we'll talk about, because maybe Wes will put the live stream link up, and if you would like to come and talk to Robert and David, better known as Wes, and we call him Wes because of his surname Weston, so that's why, just in case you're thinking it's Wesley or Wes Arner, no, it's not. It's David and Robert. So there's the full titles, everyone. 8563 Robbie, we can't put your comments up. Sorry, mate.
Right, there you go. There's the link for anybody that wants to come on.
All we will say is, kind of keep it kind of a bit respectful and a bit clean, because we're not kind of don't get me wrong, mate. Everyone out there, I've got Tourette's as good as anyone, but we are trying to keep it as calm and as nice as can be this fine Tuesday evening with Wes.
Even if they've got
Robbie,
even if they've got a bit of information that's not out there amongst the general public that they'd like to divulge. You know what I mean, Robbie?
Wes, you mean like being, hang on, wait. Like being an informant, you mean?
A little snitch.
Yeah, so if you've got any informants out there and you'd like to get it off your chest, we are the guys that will soak it up. So get in touch. In the meantime, friend, shall I give you the little comb?
No.
Oh, go on.
Go on then, the Robster. Go on then. It doesn't start with, there was a young man from
it's kind of like a poem, but it's not a poem, but it's kind of thinking of Jan as well, if you know what I mean. So Jan's our poem expert.
He knocked one out the other day.
I think this might resonate with you out there, boys and girls. It might resonate and it might get you up and if the team were listening, it should get them up it's like, come on, let's do it. If they've got that in them. It's not just Goodison, it's our home. It's not just a kit, it's our skin. We're not only 11, we're millions. We're not just a crowd, we are family. And it's not just 90 minutes, it's a lifetime. And it's not just a passion, it's an emotion. The end.
It's right, the Robster. I mean, I don't know where you robbed that from, but get your popcorn.
For all the old ones who remember, that was Pearl and Zine.
Yeah, Pearl and Zine.
I just mentioned that word passion there. And I go back to the early days in Toffee, going back to the 60s. Yeah, not the 50s or the 40s, if anyone's out there thinking I'm that old. Early 60s, and then growing up, mate, oh my God, was life tough. And you literally, I'm not joking, Wes, you had to fight to survive, mate. Absolutely. Genuinely, there was no money in the house. Didn't know where the next meal was coming from. And I think, personally, that's where I get my passion from, because I used to see how hard my mum and dad worked, and we had nothing. And my passion comes from now just kind of doing favours, and I like to do a good turn. That's what my mum used to say to me, son, if you do something nice each day, you'll feel good about yourself. And it doesn't half work, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but passion. I know we talk about our strikers and our players and whatever. I think Seamus Coleman, he's Barley. He's got passion. Tarkowski, I'll go. He's got passion. And then I kind of start struggling a little bit. I'm not even talking about Brantwaite, because he's brand new out the box. I'm kind of thinking with the rest, who else has got passion, mate? Have I missed anyone out there, or can you just enlighten me and go, yeah, they've got it as well?
And
if you was out there thinking, if I've missed someone out and you think someone in our current crop of players has got passion, let me know, will you? Because I'm trying to sort of be rational about our current playing staff and where we're going with what we've got. So, any advances, friend, on Coleman and Tarkowski for the word passion?
I think Brantwaite's got it. I think Brantwaite's definitely got it.
Well, he's definitely, hopefully, going to get it.
I think Garner as well.
Garner, James Garner.
Yeah, because being, you know, being the local lad and all that.
Emma's taking the PISS. Emma, no chance. But maybe he has. Are we seeing it, or are we not seeing it, or have we not seen it because he's been sitting on his BUM and not getting enough playing time?
Like I said it on the build up the other day. I think Beto needs to have a run of games in the team, because it's no good him coming on for 10 minutes. You know, we can all sit here and say, you know, we've watched him on YouTube. Like, it doesn't mean he's a good player because you've seen him score some goals, because they put all the best bits on YouTube, like a clip from a film that's coming out. They put all the best bits in, and then you watch the film, and the film's absolutely dog shit. But I do think there's a player in there. I just think that he needs more minutes on the pitch, and I just hope that Dice can see that. What I see is the fact that he's willing to put himself about, and he is more of a nuisance to defenders than what DCL is. Now, I was shocked. I was looking into DCL stats, right? And I was shocked to find out the fact that he's played now, after Man United, 205 appearances, and he scored 50 goals. Now, he scored 29 of them goals when Ancelotti was there in season 19-20 and season 20-21, right? So he's been at the club 8 years, right? So 6 of them years he scored 21 goals. That's 3.5 goals per season. Now, that is absolutely shocking. For a supposed striker, that's average of 3.5 goals a season.
So, friend, would you sell him? Because he's got a year left on his contract in the summer. Yeah. Would you sell him?
Yeah.
Providing there was someone prepared to put their hand in the pocket to buy him. thinking he's got potential, whatever.
What's his fee though, Rob? What are you talking? Because you're not going to get massive money.
You're looking at me crystal ball there, mate, because that was my next question. So our beautiful people out there, here's the question from us to you. Would you sell DCL in the summer, and how much? Sensible answers only, please. How much you think would get? I'm saying 20. I'm saying 20. But we would have got a lot more when he was Harry Kane's understudy, keeping Ollie Watkins out the England team. But Ollie Watkins has kind of kicked on, and DCL, unfortunately for him, with his injuries, has kind of gone in reverse. I mean, that's being nice. I'm being nice to the boy here. I'm sure he's a lovely boy, and we all want him to do well. But at the end of the day, are we going to sell him in the summer?
I think you're being far too nice to him, Robbie, because I just think that he's not a striker. I don't think, like, you know, when
he's not a defender. So where would you play him?
I'd play him personally myself. I'd play him like the role that Takori plays, and play him as that link man between the midfield and attack. And play Beto as the striker. But you know, you can't call yourself a striker if you're only getting 3.5 goals a season, Rob. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think he's been, you know, injuries aside, I think for pretty much his whole career, apart from them 2 seasons, he's been stealing the living at Everton. You've got, you know, when we were struggling the last 2 seasons before this one, you know, we had all these pundits saying Everton need to get DCL back, and yeah, he saved us with the header against Crystal Palace, and he'll be forever remembered for that. But ultimately, one goal that you know kept us up doesn't mean that he's forgiven for the past 8 years for not really producing.
Do you know, I actually think it's painful to watch now, because you can come up with those stats, and if people didn't know, then obviously they do now. But on a weekly basis, and then he doesn't score, and I'm sure he will, you know, on one lucky weekend for us, and hopefully it'll get us the 3 points and whatever. But it's becoming quite painful, and you must, you know, like we go to bed. We were talking about it before. We go to bed thinking we should have got 3 points today, and it keeps you awake, or it can do. Realistically, mate, he'll know what he's not doing. It must keep him awake, mustn't it? Or not?
Yeah. Well, yeah, does it though? Like, is he really that arsed? You know, he's he's on. If he's on a week,
is he on a 6-figure sum a week? I mean, is he?
Well, he's probably. I wouldn't say he's on like a 6-figure sum, but I think he's probably on maybe like 40, 35, 40, maybe 50 grand a week. I don't know. I mean, there is information out there available for what the players earn each week, but you know, when he's going home to his mansion after not producing for 90 minutes week after week after week, he's still claiming his 50 grand a week or whatever. He's not asked, Rob. Not asked, because he knows that
he's a new dad as well, isn't he? And listen, Wes, as a dad to a dad, we all know what it's like to be a dad, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
Emma said, "Time for a new mattress."
Yeah. So listen, I would ask you again, is there anyone, Emma or Mark or Peter, Jimmy, Eugene, would you like to come on and have a little chat and, you know, ask us some questions, or
anybody
tell us a story or something that is relevant to Tuesday Night Blues? Can I just say, by the way, friends, that and we all know that one of our ex-Everton players died the other day, Jimmy Husband, and I sent you a message and whatever, and you just couldn't. It might have just been before your time, mate.
Yeah, it's just before my time.
But do you know what, friend? He scored 55 goals in 199 games.
Yeah.
He was. He really, really, really was. absolutely fantastic. But then a lot of the players that we had in our team then, they were absolutely fantastic. He came to us in '68, which is the year I started watching Everton. And then the following year, he won a First Division medal, because obviously we won the league, 69-70. And his goals were like, mate, could he strike a ball? But we don't seem to have anyone that can strike a ball now.
Jazz.
Oh, hi, Jazz. Hi, Jazz. Nice to see you. Great show. We're currently on, friends. I'm just looking, 42,000. And we just got a few messages in from Barbados and St. Kitts over there. So don't know what the time zone is on there, but nice to see you over there in Barbados and St. Kitts.
I've got a viewer here all the way from Antarctica.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because last night, my friend, I went to the Philharmonic. Oh, yes, to see Sir Ranulph Fiennes, who's the best explorer on the planet.
Yeah, he's got a few fingers missing, though, hasn't he?
We had a lovely evening. So so there you go. We're talking about exploring, aren't we? So is there anyone out there that would like to come on the show? Because
the link's scrolling across the bottom.
We're not going to be going on till 4 or 5 and having our Wezathon until the early hours, are we? So we're going to have to finish it early, and then I'll just have to go and have a shower or a bath or something.
I know, and then I'll be forced to watch Arsenal and Porto in the Champions League.
Do you know what? That's just wouldn't that? Just would you watch it tonight? Would you watch that?
Yeah.
We've
got somebody.
Oh, definitely. We have a beat. Yeah, I think that was our friend from St. Kitts and Tobagos. Over. No, okay. So maybe a little bit shy. I think they just said there that I'm a little bit shy. So I hit the button, but I don't want to come back on. So there you go. Is this? What do you think?
This is our kid. This is our kid. What do you want? Hello?
Yes, we. Red friend on with us tonight, do we?
Hello?
All right, our kid.
You're on mute.
Just while Wes's our kid is thinking about coming on, Howard Kendall and the white boots, was Alan Ball with the boots, wasn't it? But I remember watching Kendall as well. Ball, Kendall and Harvey. And do you know what? It was a pleasure. I can honestly say I used to go to the football ground, Goodison Park, with scarves around my neck, scarves around my wrist, and I was actually entertained. I came away thrilled. Do you come away thrilled these days? I probably don't think you do.
No, very underwhelming. Well,
what's
TJ Mid? TJ Mid is saying his microphone doesn't work, but his camera's on, so he might be able to do sign language.
Yeah, I hope that's not an OnlyFans, TJ Mid. Got to keep this clean, otherwise we'll be getting sacked in the morning. Sacked, I said.
So Amy's saying, according to Football Manager,
yeah, 6 figure. It is 6 figure sum, mate.
120 grand a week. That's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I think that was. I just seem to remember 6 figures. That deal was done. Just coming up 4 years ago. So there you go.
What do you think of Jazz's comment there, then, Rob? Do you think we should be having a behind closed doors game? With somebody that's not playing. Yeah, but they're in Portugal.
With the waiters and the waitresses, we're having a closed door game over there.
Well, we got 3 weeks. I think they should be fitting a couple of games in there, mate.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors.
Oh, yeah. But who are they going to play?
There's about to be somebody not playing, isn't he?
Yeah, some pub team down the road.
Yeah.
See, we're having a laugh, aren't we? Because really, at the end of the day, right, and this is another one, you've got to laugh about Everton. Otherwise, the tears come, you cry. So it's like, we've got to take the PISS out of ourselves. And Wes, this is my next question, mate. Do you get stick, and can you take it in the workplace? Well, I know you're kind of self-employed, but to our fellow beautiful people out there on Follow Everton, do you get loads of stick from people across the park or people who support other teams in the way Everton are at the moment, and can you take it? That's my question to you. Do you get stick, and can you?
I haven't always been self-employed, and obviously the run-ups, like you used to get stick, the run-up to the derby, and 99% of the time you get beat and then you get stick afterwards. Now, when I was living down in South Wales, because my missus is from Wales, when I was working down there, there was cop hikes down there, but you never got any shit, and I missed it. I miss getting the banter. I missed it.
So what kind of banter would you get? I mean, what year are we talking about? And where were Everton at the time when you were getting the?
Well, I've been back in Liverpool now, 10 years. So 10 years ago, I lived down in South Wales for 4 years.
Yeah. So 2014.
There was no banter. There was nothing, Rob. Literally nothing. Like, you go into a derby, there was no sort of like banter. Like you get banter here when you're working in a company or whatever. You'd be looking at getting your banter like 2 weeks before the derby even started, and then obviously whichever way the result went, you get your banter then, after.
Has that changed?
Like what, with me being on the taxis now?
No, like the banter the 2 weeks before, and because I know what you're talking about, the 2 weeks before, because it was like that build up. I personally speaking, I don't know where that's gone. Something has kind of eroded. It's all, for me personally, it's not banter anymore. And I'm sure we all know a lot of Reds. I'm going to say the colour, and they actually don't give me stick anymore. And the reason being, Wes, is they say, actually feel sorry for you, Robbie. The predicament that you're in, it could be anyone, but we just go, nah, do you know what? Because you and I, we meet up for a pint, and we talk about the same thing because we've got a lot of things in common. But occasionally I go out with people who support different teams, and they just go, before the night starts, they go, right, Robbie's barley, because like he's took enough shit over the years recently, so forget any Everton jokes or whatever. And do you know what? That's kind of like respect, isn't it? Because otherwise, they could absolutely annihilate me.
Yeah, but it's like, you don't want to be pitied either, though, do you? You know what I mean? It's like even in the on the cabs, you get Reds, and I'd rather than be honest and say, I hope you go down. Do you know what I mean? Then like blow smoke up my ass. Because if the boot was on the other foot, believe me, I'd be wanting them to go down.
Yeah, but what I'm okay. Maybe I didn't explain myself. We kind of don't talk about football. We talk, which is, do you know what, Wes? With a few fellas, that's not an easy thing to do. But we genuinely have a conversation about life and keep football out of it. But they are genuinely being respectful, because it's tough being a blue. And TJ Mid has just put that comment there, and as Emma's saying here, I use the word embarrassing because I am actually embarrassed.
Yeah.
So friend, if you were going on holiday tomorrow, you can go anywhere in the world, courtesy of Ryan and Jazz and Follow Everton.
Yeah.
Would you wear your Everton sock?
Yeah. Always. I'm not ashamed of being an Evertonian.
Yeah.
Never ever be ashamed of being an Evertonian.
And which one would you take? Would it be the green Seamus Coleman, the latest one, or a retro one, or
take them all?
Oh, okay.
There's Raymond. Raymond, are you there, mate?
Raymondo.
You're on mute, Raymond.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hey, boys. I'm a massive blue. I'm over on holiday at the moment, so apologies if there's a delay. My Wi-Fi isn't great.
That's all right, mate, if we can hear you. What do you want to say, Raymond?
I'm not happy with Ditch.
You're not happy with Dice? Why, mate? What's the reasoning behind it?
It's like the Eurovision Song Contest.
What was you saying there, Raymond?
No tactical clue.
No tactical clue. But he's playing the brand of football that's trying to get us out. It's not the beautiful game as we know it, but he's playing the brand of football. It's not attractive to watch, but as we've seen in the past, it can get results.
I bring in someone who has a bit more attacking composure. Why can't the striker score? Are the players nervous?
But I mean, I think in his career he was a defender, wasn't he? So effectively, he started to get as solid at the back to begin with, at the detriment of our attacking play. So yeah, it's not a great brand of football, but as we've seen in the past, it has got results. Not recently, but the 4 games on the bounce.
There's no.
Anything else you want to say, friend?
There's no excuse, though.
No excuse.
Coach.
Yeah, there's no excuse. Yeah, it's mate. That's where do you call him from? Where are you calling from, by the way?
Ohio.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, okay. There's no excuse. Yeah, it's mate. That's a hard one to answer. In all fairness, there's no excuse. Yeah, we get what you're saying. So what Wes and I are saying is he was a defender himself, and he started at the back to try and make us solid. But we're both of the opinion that we should have a striker coach in some capacity, shape, or form. So that's why maybe our strikers are just not hitting the back of the net and the midfield, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So Mr. Blue Sky says basically what I've just said. He's old fashioned. Tries to keep it solid with the low block and grind out results. That's his style. I mean, it's not to everybody's it's not everybody's cup of tea. But he kept us up last season, and he's had a 6-point deduction. Remember, so if we hadn't had the 6-point deduction, we'd be up near mid-table. So I get what you're saying, though, Raymond. It's not good to watch.
Right. If you got shut of him tomorrow, and you could sack him, who would you bring in, mate?
Just an absolute honor to meet you, by the way. I bring in Robby.
Yeah, honor to meet you as well, friends.
We're
big in America. Wes and I, hinge in brackets, we're very big in America, aren't we? We're actually that big in America. We're going on tour soon, so we're going to do live stadiums. We're going to do the NFL with a couple of microphones and entertain people.
I'm fighting the blue corner over here.
You keep fighting, mate.
Got a few blues over in the States, Raymond.
Okay, friends. So listen, we'll let you go because hopefully we've got somebody on the line from Barbados. So we're kind of, that's if they're going to come in. Jamal from Barbados there. So all the best, Ray. And up the blues, up the Toffees, mate.
Take it easy, Raymond.
God bless you and good night.
All the best. Mate. Oh, what a nice boy. What a nice boy he is. So is there anyone else out there that wants to come in to our stream? Would you like to come and have a little chat with us?
Come on, Emma. Let's have you.
Emma, come on. You're a VIP.
Emma's saying he's hiding behind, the fact that the way he plays is the way he plays. And any other manager with his record would have been gone. if you look at it statistically, though, you know, Benitez got like 15, 16 games before he was sacked. Frank Lampard must have got about 17 games before he was sacked. So, and there's probably nobody there to even sack him anyway. And like Robbie said, who do you bring in? Who's going to want that job? Because it's a poison chalice, isn't it, Rob?
Hey, mate, I know 2 people that could do that job. And we'd kick some Alpha Sierra, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's not an easy job, because regardless of who you bring in, you've still got the same set of players. You've still got the same set of players that like what 6, 7 managers couldn't get a tune out of. So the only person that got a tune out of them was Ancelotti. Do you know what I mean? So, and he's a world class manager, and he finished what 12th. Do you know what I mean? With a terrible team. The fact of the matter is, we bought poorly, and we're expecting like great things out of bad buys. Simple as that, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah. P. Macker, do you want to come on? Do you want to come on and have a little chat with us? And we, friend, we're not having a Barney or whatever. We hear what you say, but we, at the moment, they can't even buy paper for the printing machines without 777 going to W.H. Smith's.
Send them to Portugal, though, on EasyJet, though.
That was the GoFund page, Wes.
GoFundMe, yeah.
Yeah.
So Mr. Blue Sky is saying that if Dice was to go, he'd look at bringing the Ipswich Town manager in, he's done really well. You know what I mean? So, on a shoestring. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know who the Ipswich Town manager is. I've got to be honest. But they are doing well. I think they're second in the championship at the minute, aren't they? So we've got another cop-out on as well.
Leicester are first. Leeds are second. So they're definitely there. Yeah.
They're either second or third.
Yeah. Jared Keegan is saying Liverpool. Yeah, nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. And you know, we give you the moment of fame there, haven't we? We give you a second of fame instead of just blanking you and cutting you off. That's how good Hinge and Brackets are. We've actually give you a second, so all the best.
So I think Mark's taking the PISS as well.
Do you know what? He got sacked today. After how long? I don't know. And do you know what? Thousands and thousands, if not millions, will be going to his bank account next week, because it's just ludicrous. So, friends,
this is the issue, though, isn't it, Rob? With managers, right? Is they come? It's got to be the only job in the world where
they come and go.
You get paid for you get paid for being a failure.
They come and go, mate. Yeah, you're on the merry-go-round, aren't you? Literally, the merry-go-round.
The same people.
Like,
the same people seem to get the jobs. The same people.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Jared's saying that he hopes Everton stay up. Thanks, Jared.
Yeah, nice one, Jared. I thought your brother or your dad, Kevin, was a cracking player as well, by the way, and he was a nice fella. Friends, here's one for you, and for you beautiful people out there. Have we got a plan to get out of this mess? They've gone to Portugal, and we all know why they've gone to Portugal. We were dissing it before. What was that?
Got someone waiting in the wings.
Oh, go for it, friends.
Beatrice.
Yeah, live. Where are we going?
Beatrice, you're on live. Let's hear from you, kid.
Hello. I am just so frustrated watching this dribble. I've been going for so long now that I feel like giving up my season ticket.
What's stopping you? That's the first question. Come on, answer that one very quickly. What's stopping you giving it up?
My kids are massive Blues.
So what's stopping you giving this season ticket up?
I love them.
You love your kids, or you love the Blues?
And we do as well. It's a love-hate relationship. All the best. See, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. If you want to come on and have a little chat, we'll give you maybe another 10 minutes if you'd like to come on and say hi. Otherwise, Wes is going to go and watch the Arsenal Porto game, and I'm going to go in my gym and do the plank and try and get to 7.5 minutes, because I'm currently on 7, Wes. 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
I'll get
7 minutes.
Go me. Go me.
So come on, let's be having you can talk about anything you like about the Blues.
Have we got a plan to get out of this current mess? What do you think about Fortress Goodison? There isn't a fortress. How does it affect your mental health? We spoke about all these things tonight. So if you want to talk about the ground, you want to talk about 777, you want to talk about... We're basically giving you a few little clues there, aren't we? And you know what? If you don't want to come on, that's great. We just thought maybe we'd give you the opportunity tonight. And if you don't want to come on, that is absolutely fantastic. What we hope, what I and my good partner, Wes, we hope that we've given you a bit of a laugh tonight. Because I'll be honest with you, Wes, I just love the streams, mate. I simply love coming on the streams and talking about our football team. Nearly throw, but only nearly. Find it very therapeutic, Wes. Very therapeutic, I do.
At the end of the day, like you said, Rob, if it wasn't for these guys, tuning in, we wouldn't have a channel. And we want you to come on, and we want to interact with you, and you can get whatever you want off your chest, as long as it's got to do with Everton. There's not too many swear words in it. And hopefully you're not a computer. You're not Stephen Hawkins in the background.
Yeah, Stu, I remember Kerr Plunk, mate. I can take you back, friends. I remember all them games. I remember when I used to get Ludo and Snakes and Ladders for Christmas. But no, mate, the plank, yeah, for an hour fella, I'm pretty decent on the plank. But it's all like this wax on, wax off, Danielson. It's all about Tai Chi and all this, getting the mind prepared to go
operation.
The biz. Yeah.
Remember
slowly,
that
slowly, friends. Slowly.
What was the other one? Buckaroo?
Buckaroo, yeah. I had Buckaroo. Yeah. Any advances on Buckaroo? We're talking about games from the past.
Yahtzee.
Buckaroo. Which? Yahtzee? No, I never had that one, mate. I had Operation. And you know what? I had Operation, and I didn't realise how shaky my hands were when I was young. Because it was like, wow. Here's one. Mr. Blue Skies. Hi, Blue Skies. Would you be tempted to change the tactics to a 3-5-2, Wes and Robbie? Yeah, I would, yeah.
He's got to do something. He's got to do something to change it.
Yeah, defo. But are we talking about having a Chimiti and Dobbin up there, are we? Or are we talking about DCL and Beto? I mean, because that's kind of like what...
That never worked. That never worked last time, though. Our Stevens come on as a cop-out, said we've been made a scapegoat, and he hopes that you know what he's saying that on here, but he's not going to go around with ours for the roast, innit? The flack I'll get out of him, mate.
But do you know what, mate? I can see the passion you were talking about there about your brother, and that's nice. That's like that bond. That bond is priceless.
No, he's a gobshite.
So yeah, are we talking Beto? Are we Beto and TCL up front on a 3-5-2, or
no?
Are we having someone else in there completely new? Are we trying Beto and Chimiti? Are we, or because I personally think he's not going to experiment with something between now and then. He's hoping that what he's got comes good, and TCL is going to score a goal. I just hope that when he does, 2 don't go in at the other end.
But if you play a 3-5-2, you've either got to play Godfrey or Keane, haven't you? And then obviously you've got your wing backs pushing up into midfield. And who do you play there? Do you play, Coleman? Do you play Young? Do you play Patterson? You've only got Mykolenko available on the left, so I get what you're saying, but I think I don't know. Is it short of options up front? That's the thing, isn't it?
Here's one from Amy, quite deep. Friend Amy, who's new to, I don't know if you're new to the channel, Amy, but certainly became a VIP
she's been
tonight.
she's been on before.
Okay.
Definitely been on before.
Yeah, but became a VIP member tonight. Friend, as I mentioned earlier, maybe take your daughter out for a little walk. If you've got some swings close by, take her to the swings or whatever. Your daughter, my Amy, is far more important than the Blues. Ends off.
You got another caller? Hello? Hello?
Someone else joining us live? Oh, yeah. Just saying hi to the wife.
Who is it? Casey.
Casey and the Sunshine. Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Gone.
Oh, my God. I think you're amazing. Come back on.
Well, yeah, I mean, going back to Amy, you know what? Me and Robby are a bit older and a bit long in the tooth, and we've been in your shoes before, where we've let Everton ruin our lives and ruin other people's lives through results, when we was younger and whatnot. And all I can say to you is, don't let it ruin anybody, yours or anybody else's life, because they don't care about you. So as much as you care about the team, they don't care about you. Do you know what I mean? Who's this?
We got someone else wanting to come on. It's a little bit hit and miss tonight, friend.
Casey's just messaged me.
And said what? What are you doing Tuesday?
She's from the States again, from Minnesota.
Oh, Casey, yeah. That's where Casey and the Sunshine Band are from. What's the message, friend?
She just said that she was from Casey from Minnesota, USA. I think she's waiting backstage. Just hang on a minute, Rob.
Okay, just while we're waiting backstage for KC, if you've not hit that like and subscribe button, please do so now. You can do it, and you can see us on YouTube, X, and on Facebook.
KC.
Hi, KC.
Hey.
What would you like to say, friend? What would you like to say?
Chris Goodman introduced me to the show.
Okay, Chris Goodman, yeah.
All right, okay, yeah. Chris Domino.
What's your comments tonight, friend? What would you like to talk about?
Just wanted to say that I think we are playing the wrong system and need to bring in Patterson back.
In place of
Toffee.
Play Gomes on the wing, cutting inside, and have fullbacks actually provide some width.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your style, because it just doesn't happen, does it?
The problem we've got is that our fullbacks don't offer anything.
How sad's that? What a sad statement.
We don't have inverted fullbacks. We don't have underlaps or overlaps. Mykolenko tried it today, but then Godfrey doesn't do that. So that we don't offer a threat in those areas unless we're getting balls in from Harrison and McNeil, who when all said and done, you've had balls played in from the wingers, and they've been put on a plate for the strikers, and they haven't buried them.
I don't agree with the system.
What system would you play, Casey?
But it's goal scoring that's the real issue.
Yeah, we all know that. But what system would you play for us to get more goals?
What can we do to change it?
Whoa. that's the $1 million question, friends. He currently plays 4-5-1. Would you change it, and would you play 4-4-2 or 3-5-2? What would you do?
We're sleepwalking to relegation. Luton or Forest have to start losing games. We have nothing about us. Mikolenko has no end product going forward. Godfrey is a center back on the wing.
Yeah, true. But he's not a very good centre back either. So, what's the solution? You play Patterson there instead.
What has happened to DCL?
Oh,
Yeah,
you tell us, mate. You tell us, because it's baffling.
In confidence. He's a new daddy as well, and I don't think sometimes you come back from injury and you just don't. You come back and you're just never the same player. And he's come back, and we personally think that his confidence is shot. I don't know what a hypnotherapist and a psychologist could do with him, but I genuinely believe that he needs to have some meditation time with professionals and come back a total different player. Otherwise, Fortress Goodison is going to be not a nice place to be.
Beto is not proving to be a good option either, and Chermedy is a bad signing.
I mean, it's an opinion. It's a strong opinion, and it's your opinion, entitled to it. We haven't seen enough of. I don't think we haven't seen enough of Beto. We haven't seen enough of Chermedy to sort of.
Do you?
Selwell.
It's definitely not Ryan, by the way, Mr. Blue Skies.
No, it's not Ryan.
So listen, friend, I think we're going to call the stream in a minute, unless there's anyone else that wants to come on. It's been lovely talking to you about Everton on this Tuesday evening blues. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, my friend, may I ask you to do so that you can follow the streams, because we do have live channels at your time, in your time zone, because we've got two American wonderful people, Chad and Chris, who do streams midweek and weekends on your time zone over there. So we bid you good night, friends. Lovely to hear
Casey.
you. Look after yourself.
Ta-ra, mate.
One note on DCL.
Adios.
I have
Babe, I love
a lot
you
of sex,
so.
It's never been a problem. Yeah, lovely to meet you, mate. I'll send Chris.
See you later.
See you, friends.
Ta-ra, mate.
Go up to Toffees. You missed me a little bit of Casey and the Sunshine Band there, mate.
Oh, I heard it, mate. I heard it, and I was overwhelmed.
Does that take you back, that one? Babe,
Yeah.
I love you so.
And I want you
to know that I... Yeah.
I
So,
know.
listen, is there
It's karaoke
anyone
night.
else that would like to come on? I think the very effervescent and positive Peter Duggan would like to come on and have a little chat. Peter, we're going to give you 2 minutes, mate. You're getting 2 minutes, not than 22 minutes, all right?
Hang on. Who's this? In the dark, look. He's just...
Everyone's shy.
Right, it is Ryan.
Hello, how's things?
Yeah, have you
Great
been on
show.
the wind-up?
What?
Everyone thinks it's you, mate. Everyone thinks it's you phoning from America on a time zone.
Yeah, my voice isn't that good. I was listening to the last caller. I kind of get what you're saying about Andre Gomez. Do you not think that's a good option? You've got to get your best footballers in the team. And could you see the width come from fullback? Because the width isn't coming from out wide at the moment. But then you could argue the problem isn't creating chances; it's scoring goals. So what do you do?
Well, Gomez is like, he plays for 1 and he's out for 10, and so he's not reliable enough.
Isn't he?
He can't play 90 minutes now, Ryan. He's gone.
But he is pretty much like the only player that we've got to put his foot on the ball and see it pass.
But what I mean about Gomez, I wouldn't have him as traditional winger. It's just, you know how Arteta used to play on the left or the right for Everton and just play basically off that side, out of possession. I don't know. Yeah. I just feel like we need to try something different. you could say you want your best footballers on the pitch, but then you could say the real problem, the actual genuine problem with Everton is that they can't score goals. Is that a lack of
all
confidence?
season?
Yeah,
And you know
it's
it.
a lack
You
of
know
confidence.
it more than anyone because you've got a season ticket. So
Yeah.
you've been enduring that pain.
Well, was that United game? And I
Yeah.
watched them, and you've got players like McNeil on the 18-yard line, and he's in a really good position on his left foot to shoot, and he just passes it wide to Mikalenko to then try and play across with three bodies in the way, three centre halves, and Beto with his movements good, but you don't want your strikers to be literally pinned on to the opposition centre halves. They need to be getting in the space between the two centre backs, a bit like he did. Just before Peter comes in the space just between the two centre backs, like he did for the game against West Ham. That's where you need your strikers. And I think the biggest point I want to make is in terms of that, Robby and Wez, and hi Peter, is you want to have the opposition defenders facing their own goal. We keep taking the crosses from quite early when the opposition defenders are actually facing away from their goal and can attack the ball, and our strikers have got to turn or take it on the chest or come up with some magical thing to try and do it. So either you play the early ball when the defenders are running back towards their goal, or you have to play it from deeper towards the byline and pull it back so that the defenders can't look at who they're marking and the player crossing the ball and the ball. And I just think the quality of the chance is actually probably quite low when you look at it in reality.
The problem is that we can't pass a ball. It's as simple as that. We when we try and speed up the play, we misplace passes.
But we still do more than enough to. We still do more than enough to win the games. And I'll let Peter come in on that.
Peter, okay, nice to see you, mate.
Bye bye.
Do you win anything on the horses, mate?
No, of course I didn't. But I still look rough, don't I? I've been out on the piss with my granddad and my old fella.
You look great. Pete's
I've got to say, Pete.
There's a whole bunch of stuff I could say, really. I mean,
get it off your chest, lad.
Well, in all honesty, I mean, first of all, I want to highlight that I don't think Dyche is getting the best out of these players. I mean, we can all look at these players and say they're poor, but how has Calvert-Lewin gone from scoring 20-plus goals under Ancelotti to recovering from injury under Lampard and actually saving us from relegation to this? It all comes from, in my opinion, I do agree with the lack of service point of view but where I think it comes from, and this is just my opinion, people are entitled to disagree as much as they want, but I feel that it comes from the fact that Dyche sold Damari Gray. Now, I don't know what that whole situation was with him and Damari Gray, but a part of me actually feels it might have been due to the fact that he was playing Damari Gray out of position like he's been doing with other players, and Damari Gray saw right through him. And I feel obviously he's been the only player to speak up about it, and Dyche didn't like being questioned. But that's just my opinion. Anyone else can disagree on it as much as they want. But I have to admit, I don't feel Dyche is getting the best out of some of these players. I think that some of them are better than what we're making them out to be, but he's just not getting the best out of them.
So the 4 wins on the bounce after the 10-point deduction, where we got 4 wins. Why do you think something? He's not. He must have been getting the best out of them for that 4 games, right? So what do you think's changed from then onwards, where he's not getting the best out of them? Like I personally think that DCL, for me, Damari Gray didn't want to play for Everton anyway. I think it was all as soon as he heard that the Saudis were coming in, he seen pound signs in front of his eyes.
How's he been doing over there, by the way, boys? I haven't even. Anyone know?
No, not that I'm aware of. But all I think has changed is, let's be honest, before Doucouré was injured, Doucouré was arguably one of our most important players. But the thing about Doucouré that really winds me up is some games he'll be the difference between winning and losing, but some games he doesn't look like he's even asked. And that kind of frustrates me a little bit. But if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about our deduction and our reduction. First of all, I don't argue with the point of view about the Premier League being corrupt and all that, but there's something that's not quite right with our reduction, in my opinion. And what's not quite right with me, from what I've heard, when we appealed, when the charge was brought to us, that charge had 9 counts to it. But from what I've heard, during the appeal, at least only 2 of those 9 counts have been upheld. So if more than 2/3 of those counts have been stripped off, how come we're only getting back less than half of our points? I don't really get that.
Peter, in all fairness, I think you're getting it the wrong way round. There was seven counts out of the 9 was upheld, and only 2 went for us. So we only got.
Is that how it was?
Yeah,
We've had this conversation, Wes, haven't we?
Yeah, we had this conversation. But yeah, I think people are sort of getting confused with the upheld bit. So when you think of something being upheld, you think that goes for you, but it's not. It's the original decision was found to be true, so it was upheld in that.
What were those grounds though? Because I can't quite understand how that. They must have been serious if those if those have been upheld. They must have been something serious if we're only getting 4 points back.
So the original 7 that were upheld were the new commission, independent commission, deemed them to be, the right results for that and the right decision in the first place for 7 of them. But the 2 were obviously that we got for us where we got the 4 points back. So basically, we got 2 points for each decision that went for us. And one of them was the fact that we didn't act in good faith. The original commission thought we were being a bit snide and underhand, and as to the funding for the stadium and stuff like that. Whereas the new commission found that we weren't being shady about it, so they give us 2 points back for that. And I can't remember what the other one was for, but we basically got 2 points for each one that went for us.
The rules are a load of shit anyway, to be honest, mate. I mean, if I'm being honest.
I think in all honesty, Peter, I think this is my opinion. I think that the Premier League always wanted 6 points. I think they went in high, like you do if you're selling a car. You go in high, and there's a bit of negotiation, and you eventually agree on a figure. And I think the Premier League
is bizarre.
But I think the Premier League initially wanted 6 points, but the commission come in high. Obviously, there was this formula that was bandied around that the Premier League had, and which handed to the Independent Commission, which the Independent Commission supposedly had knocked back, but then came out with 10 points. And I think, all in all, I think that the Premier League was happy with 6 points, and Everton seemed to be happy with 6 points.
No, yeah, I mean,
Peter,
it doesn't.
Peter, are you a season ticket holder? Are you?
I used to be. I've unfortunately life took me on a crazy journey to the point where I'm not able to afford being a season ticket holder anymore. But I was a season ticket holder from Martinez's second season till the fat Spanish waiter came in. After that season, I dropped it from that point. But if I'm honest, the one thing I want to say about the FFP rule, there's a point I've been wanting to put across lately. I personally think I don't like how they're changing the rules to go with UEFA's system, which is just a percentage of your revenue. I prefer if they did have a limit, but it would have to be increased. So, for example, in my opinion, the 105 million revenue, it doesn't sit well with me, because that's basically saying you're only allowed to lose £35 million a year. And I don't like that. I would rather that, with the inflation of sponsorship revenue, the inflation of transfer fees, and the inflation of general revenue, you need to have that increased. I think the best it can be increased to would be 300 million on a 3-year basis, because any club that's losing 100 million on a yearly basis is entering risky territory. So it would be better if it was up to 300 million rather than 105 million, because at least then you're stopping clubs from going bust, and the competition would be fair. But they need to bring in an additional rule onto that, which should be, in my opinion, whichever club earns the most revenue out of the Premier League should not be allowed to have ownership funding, but every other club should be allowed to have ownership funding. But the only amount, there has to be a cap, and the cap should be whatever the difference is between the revenue their club generates and whatever the whatever the Premier League's top earner in revenue is, and that way you've got an even keel of how much money can be spent.
I get what you're saying. You basically the teams that are, what you're saying is the teams that are bringing in the more revenue should have a lower ceiling than the teams that are below, say, the teams that are regularly getting into Europe. So they should have a higher amount of PSR than what the likes of Man City or Liverpool's or the Man United's are bringing in. I get what you're saying. It's never going to work because you've got to get 14 teams to agree to any of that. But the rules are changing anyway, aren't they, Peter, with the PSR?
Yeah,
Peter.
but that's the thing.
That's going to affect. That's still going to benefit the clubs who are bringing in the most revenue.
Well, what you say there about you need the vote of the other 14 clubs, as you said, some of them probably won't go for it because they'll probably say, well, it still kind of offers the opportunity for the likes of Newcastle to probably bend the rules or something like that. And it just depends on...
Peter, I mean, let's take it away from that, because we've had loads of streams on the FFP, and to be honest with you, I've been on the bus tonight, and that's just like gets me right up there again just before we're ending the stream. We've been talking, kind of touching on mental health a little bit tonight with regards to how it affects individuals, and I've coughed mine, Wes has coughed his, and we've had a few people. When Everton get beat and Everton's recent predicament over the last couple of years, how does it affect you? And the next one on that is what you do in a positive way to try and get yourself out of the rut that you might be in, please.
When Everton get beat, I don't go near any red shite, and I don't go near anything football related. I literally just zone out. That's it. I try to surround myself with my friends who have no interest in football because they can help take my mind off it very easily. But as for how it affects me in the moment, like being someone who's been involved in football coaching at grassroots level, I loathe any situation in which Everton Football Club is doing something that I completely oppose. For example, one thing I'm not a fan of is Route 1 football. I don't have a problem with it if something can be gained from it at 11-a-side level, but I cannot stand Route 1 football in the sense of, like, for example, when I'm at grassroots and I'm working with young players, I cannot stand seeing people play Route 1 football with 5-a-side kids because there's no development in it. Play out from the back, because then you've got all the kids involved. If you're playing Route 1 to some one kid up front, you're not teaching the other 3 kids anything at 5-a-side. It's a joke. But like I say, I see that happen quite on a regular basis. But when I'm watching Everton, I can be positive when we're winning, but when we're losing, it's negative. But if I feel we've come away and we've given it everything we've got, I can feel a bit, I'm okay with losing. But if I feel like we've just basically laid down and taken it up the arse, that's where I sort of look at it and say, I want to get away from football for a bit. And I basically go and spend time with friends who don't affiliate themselves with football because they get me away from it very easily.
Are you feeling the breakaway in Portugal? Are you feeling positive about when the Blues come back that they'll do the business and be quite comfortable between now and the end of the season?
No, because Sean Dyche is taking them on their holidays. I don't give a rat's ass about their holidays. Just get them on the training ground and get them doing what they need to do. I mean, is it really too much to ask that they go on that training ground at Finch Farm and do a bit of shooting practice? I mean, because they're not hitting the target. Is it really too much to ask that they can just go on the Finch Farm training ground, do a bit of shooting practice, do a bit of link-up play? I mean, where do you draw the line between defensive and attacking? Because let's be honest, our defense is not bad. If you look at the goal difference, we've conceded less goals than every team in the lower division of the table, and the lower half, sorry, not the lower division, the lower half of the table. And I think the only teams that have conceded less goals than us are the top three, and that's it. So we have not conceded as many goals as most of the teams in the Premier League. So defensively, we are fine. I'd say our players know what they're doing. It's up front where the problems are. There's a lack of creativity and there's a lack of precision in front of goal. I mean, when we do get chances, no one's hitting the target. Calvert-Lewin either hits it straight at the keeper, puts it wide, or blasts it over. Beto regularly blasts it over. But the biggest problem I've got is neither one of them two, Beto and Calvert-Lewin, can time their runs properly. Through ball gets played to them, they're offside every single time, and it's frustrating to watch. And I would much rather, I think it's time for a change, and I would much rather see Lewis Dobbin playing in that position.
Yeah, Mr. Blue Sky said that before. It's clear that the Portugal trip has been planned for, warm weather training, but I think there's definitely going to be a bit of team building stuff in there as well. I don't know if you've got people who aren't pulling the weight or whatever. Well, you clearly have, haven't you? Because you're not scoring goals. But I think he's trying to go, look, lads, you've got to do it for the fans. You've got to do it for yourselves. You've got to do it for the club, because we're up the creek without a paddle here. And trying to take a positive stance on Everton having a jolly over in Portugal, because otherwise it's just wreck our heads.
We've got somebody waiting in the wings, Peter, so I'll have to let you go, mate, and get somebody else on. Thanks
Peter,
very much
lovely
for calling
to see
in,
you,
Pete.
as always. Keep smiling, friends, and thanks for
Take it
always
easy,
watching.
All right.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, buddy. I'm time for the boys' room as well, by the way. So, if Peter's just gone, we'll have one more on the stream before we call it, because you know what? We love talking to you, but we don't want it sounding like a record player where we're going and talking now what we were talking about in the first 5 minutes. I think we've actually hit some fantastic stuff tonight, mate. Some really gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching stuff.
Personally, myself, Rob, right? I've got no issue with them going to Portugal. I'd rather them be there and having a good time rather than be stuck at Finch Farm in the miserable pissing down rain for the next 3 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Said to me before I was too nice about Calvert-Lewin. You're being too nice about this shower of individuals at the moment, taking them on a job. Hey, mate, we're arguing. All right, this is it. This is what Ryan wants. Me and my mate, we're having a barney. I'll have what you're saying only if Everton come back and smash the opposition. Otherwise,
I honestly don't see why. I don't honestly see why people have got an issue with it. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they've asked to go on that holiday. The club sent them on that. Do you know what I mean? So other clubs go to Dubai and all that. They're in Portugal, and don't get me wrong, Portugal is probably nice. You know what I mean? It's better than being in the pissing down rain here. But
Mr. Blue
really
Skies
doesn't bother me.
Exactly.
That's it.
Come back and smash the opposition. But if we come back and we're still Sierra Hotel India Tango, work that one out, then we've got an issue, haven't we, Wes?
We have. But I can honestly see them winning 5 or 6 games out of this next 10 games.
Oh, have you been to see a clairvoyant?
I'm telling you. Does anybody, whoever that was on in the background before, ducked out, but does anybody want to come on? I went on, and by the time I'd said to that, Peter, they'd gone.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit. If you're thinking about coming on, I'll give you that little poem again, just to give you a bit of passion, all right? It's not just Goodison, it's our home. It's not just a kit, it's our skin. We're not only 11, we're millions. We're not just a crowd, we are a family. It's not just 90 minutes, it's a lifetime. And it's not just a passion, it's an emotion. Come on, you Blues. I've fired you up there. That's Everton's poem for tonight on Follow Everton. Hit that like and subscribe button. Do you want to talk to us?
Wormy's in Antigua.
Hi, friend.
He says it's much nicer than Portugal.
Antigua, you know what? I've travelled the planet, my friend. I'd be very, very lucky, but that one's passing me by. I've not been over there, Antigua.
Living football, have they allowed the wives to accompany them? I'm not sure.
No, they haven't. No.
They not?
No, the Vags have stayed at home. So they have. They stayed at home.
Yeah. They must have got 2 for 1 on EasyJet or something.
Yeah. So, friends, are you happy? Do you know what? I'm more than happy. We've had a fantastic stream. We're up to 48,562 watching across the globe tonight. So, thank you very, very much for tuning in to Hinge and Bracket. I'd like to say we'll be with you at the weekend for pre-match, but we won't. Will we, Wes?
We've got a stress-free 3 weeks, mate.
Yeah, and Wes and I will be meeting very, very soon for.
Oh, hang on. Ryan's back.
Dubai, Mr. Blue Skies. Dubai is my favourite. Absolutely love it. Ticks all the boxes. From a boy who had nothing growing up, and I mean nothing. I like to go 5-star now, and with me daughters, my wife, and my grandchildren. So Dubai for me, friend.
The nicest place I've ever, or the best place I've ever been.
Nice one, Peter.
Nice.
Lovely to
the
have
best
you on.
place I've ever been was Antarctica and Vietnam.
Oh, hey, I like that, mate. Maybe me and you can do a Sir Ranulph Fine stream one night talking about your Antarctica expedition, and I'll give you some kind of other stories that have gone on over the decades.
It was hardly an expedition. You know what I mean? But yeah.
The wackiest place the Robster's been in is the Falklands. Oh my God.
Been there as well.
Down there, yeah, we've both been there, friend, on the cruise ship when Robster was on the cruise ships down there. Oh, what a place. Oh, and the weather, oh my God. And the furthest point down south was the Cape of Good Horn, and the weather was a force 12. And it's literally, that is the bottom of the planet, because you then go into Antarctica. So it's like where the Pacific meets the Chinese Sea, whatever, and the Atlantic. Horrendous.
I spent some time at the British Antarctic Survey base in Rotherham, but it's got the most southerly post office.
So see that our punters, our fellow Everton fans out there, they won't realise what we've done, will they? So maybe we'll have a stream, mate, and we'll share some stories about life away from Everton. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we'll have a little story time. Once upon a time,
I actually had a photograph taken of me and my Everton shop in Rotherham, spelled ROTHERA, but I lost it.
Oh dear me.
Yeah.
Dear me. Do you need counselling, friend?
It was the coldest it got with the wind chill in the summer was -37. So I don't complain about the cold now when it's like a couple of minus degrees.
Well, you just took me there talking cold, mate. I'm going, have I ever done cold? And I was lucky enough. I was in a place over in Switzerland doing a bit of work, and someone said, do you want to come for a helicopter ride in the morning? And I went, don't know if I like helicopters. So I went, 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God. Straight up into the Matterhorn in the Swiss Alps. And then what did the pilot do? Thinking he was funny. Mate, this is true. He landed on a ridge. He landed his helicopter on a ridge. Well, I can't begin to tell you what I was doing, but I needed the toilet. And then he goes, and he opens the door, and he goes, do you want to get out? And I went, go ahead then. And I got out with a t-shirt on. And like, it just hit me. I was literally shivering. And I had a pair of shoes on. I'm thinking, if I slip on my ass here, I'm going 10,000 feet down the side of the helicopter. Got back in straight away and I went, please take me back home.
So
there you
we've
go.
got a follow up there from Amy. You don't need to apologise, my love. We all feel the pressure of supporting Everton, so there's no need for apologies, and you're always welcome to vent on here, no problem.
Nice one, Amy. Wish your daughter well. Wish your daughter well.
Mr. Blue Skies isn't answering with the thing was set yet. I played the lead part in that. I was the thing.
Yeah, and I was the polar bear in the background, growling.
Don't get polar bears in the Antarctic, Rob.
Oh, you do?
You don't. You only get them in the
Arctic. All right. I was an orca. All right.
You get that. You definitely get them.
So listen,
but, yeah.
It's been wonderful talking to you all tonight. I genuinely mean this. Without you, we haven't got a stream, and I feel like we've had a hoot. I hope you've had a laugh with us as well. We try and put a little bit of a funny side to our streams because we're kind of, Wes and I, we're kind of a little bit crazy, aren't we? We have seen the good times, and hopefully when Everton return from Portugal, we will see the good times again. We will be back with you in about 2.5 weeks' time for the Bournemouth versus Everton game, unless something big happens at Goodison between now and then. So
just on the quick one, hang on, just before we go on that one, on the 777, right?
He says
they are having another lawsuit against them in the States, which doesn't bode well. There's a few. It's a few
it's
now.
Not happening. Yeah, it's not happening.
Doesn't
but that
bode
might
well.
be another stream when we're up the creek without a paddle because they go, we're not going to give you another £5 at the end of the month to pay for the paper for the printer at Tesco, and we go, right, what are we going to do? But that'll be for another stream, friend, won't it?
It will indeed.
So from me, love you all. Thank you for listening, and subscribe, hit the like button, tell anyone you can, the Engine Bracket, and the rest of the team, we want you to follow Everton. Love you all. Okay, friends, I'll see you for a pint in a week or two, Wes.
Yeah, up the Blues.
Up the Toffies.